this is the year where we're seeing a lot of our old high school seniors come back and they're getting engaged. And then we're seeing some of our first brides and grooms that Jordan and I did together. Now they're coming back and they're having their babies.
Yeah.
They're even traveling from Texas and DC, Savannah, Atlanta. We have a lot of couples that just come back and just want to reconnect because we genuinely care.
But I love that.
I mean, we try.
But that's a testament to you guys, because who wants to come from Texas to have... but apparently it's worth it. Get In Your Business podcast is made possible by our Chairman Circle sponsors, our Georgia's Own Credit Union, Comcast Business, Georgia Power Company, Sparklight, Plug Power, St. Mary's DDA, TDS Telecom, and Ameris Bank. Thank you to all of our sponsors. I'm your host, Alison Shores from the Camden County Chamber of Commerce. And guys, today I've got one of my favorite people in the studio today, so we can talk about all things Calli Kennedy. So I'm so excited you're here. She is with the-living-lenz. Calli, let's just get things started. I want to know all the things about Calli, but first, how did you get to Camden County?
Oh gosh, well, my husband and I are actually from DC, so we met in DC. And he proposed and I said yes. And then the next question was, I want to leave. Can we move?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we, at the time, our parents were living in different areas and Camden County, through many possible doors, was a very narrow path that we could move to for my husband's job, for my job, and then it was halfway between both of our parents.
Oh, how awesome.
So we it was kind of on God's blessing that we came down here, but a door opened and my husband was able to get a job down here. We fell in love. We came to visit and we just decided to move here. Yeah.
So when was that?
2018.
Okay. So you're here, like, because I came in 2017.
Yes.
And I always talk about like, oh, things have already changed just from 2017 to now.
So much.
Now, when you came here, were you already into photography?
I was. So back in 2016 was the time when I picked up my camera for the first time.
Now, do you think like taking pictures, have you always liked to do that since you were like little? Like,
never.
Really?
Never.
So what made you want to do that?
Well, I was actually going through a really hard time in my life at that time.
Yeah.
And I met my husband and I decided, like most people, when you're having a hard time, you go on a trip.
Yeah.
So I went on a trip with some friends. One of my buddies had a camera and I picked up his camera for the first time on that trip. Did not put it down.
You had the time of your life with a camera.
Fell in love. I fell in love. I came back and I immediately bought that camera. Like next day off of that.
And those aren't cheap cameras.
No.
Like I'm assuming it wasn't just like a normal,
No, it is the exact model that I use now.
That is wild.
So it's a favorite of mine. But I picked up that camera and it really helped me see the world in such a loving way again, the way like God intends us to see the world.
Absolutely.
So it healed me. And through that, I just fell in love with the people.
You just jumped right in.
I did. I didn't stop. And
like, there's so much to learn with photography because I'm going to tell you, Alison Shores wants to be like all the things. She wants to be a doctor, a photographer. I want to like dabble in everything. But so there was like a brief period of my time when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I say younger, I mean like disposable camera younger.
Okay.
Where like I loved pictures and I would take pictures of everything in nature. So, and to this day with my family, I am the like picture taker. If there's ever going to be, and when I say picture taker, I'm talking about selfies.
Yeah, it's okay.
I need to say picture taker because it is not a photographer. So, but I love taking those pictures with my family, mainly because I want the memories, But I'm not taking professional pictures. When I learned all the stuff that goes into actually taking, bending light, like all the stuff you have to do to make lighting and lenses, and this one does this one and this one.
Aperture, all that fun stuff.
There's so many things. And so I think my parents thought that I was going to get into photography. So they bought me this like nice camera at the time.
Yeah.
Back probably in the 90s, here nor there. But it had all these things that I don't know, like a little person running and like a little thing that looks like a mushroom. And there's all these things on there. This is too much.
Yes. So the macro versus micro and the action versus still and
all the things.
Yes.
And so like for you to just make this your passion and then learn all those things. Like, how did you learn all those things? Just by trial and error, by teaching yourself? What?
Trial and error. Well, I want to say, yes, you can teach yourself. It is a skill that can be taught, but there are some really good photographers where there is just raw talent. And I've met a few young that are actually in high school right now, and they're just very, very good. And you just see it. And by doing a lot of trial and error and just making mistakes and not being afraid to make those mistakes, you kind of learn your own style. And then even from there, you find out that those mistakes actually become your style.
Well, speaking of your style, there's some, I follow all your stuff, and there's some sports ones that you do of like gymnastics, cheerleading, football, basketball, all the things. And they're like these, dance pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
all the lights and the smoke and everything behind.
Yeah. Like it looks so good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Like, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I don't know if that's like your style necessarily, but that's just one thing you can do. Let's talk about all the other things you can do.
Yeah. Okay. What do we not do?
Yeah.
I think that's probably the better question. Yes. Honestly, what we like to say is we are your lifetime and milestone photographer. So we're not just here for one season of your life. We try to partner with you in personal and professional.
Yeah.
So, headshots, branding, weddings, newborns, maternity, family. We're here for it.
Yes.
We're here for it. And yes, there are a few that we will say it's not our specialty.
Yeah.
But we have a list of photographers ready to recommend because we are on board for recommending the best photographer.
And recently you brought on, and I don't know how recent because time just starts to mold together for me. So forgive me if it's been like years at this point.
Yeah.
But Jordan Sainz.
Yes.
She was somebody that before got with you, like she was somebody that people love and like, wanted her to take
Still love her.
Of course. But you would hear. And so now how long has she been with you?
Oh, so we've been friends for probably going on 5 years now.
Okay.
I met her back in the day. I loved her photography.
Yeah.
And I felt like she kind of already knew her photography style more than I did at that point. But we've actually been partnered up for 3 years now.
Has it been 3 years?
It is. So as soon as I opened the studio and she said that she was taking it back from photography, she's just too talented to let her stop. So I approached her and I was like, hey, we have very similar styles. We literally had the exact same camera model, like mind blown, right?
That's wild.
It was just,
love it.
It was very natural to just team up together. We're both moms of little kids. We both have a deep passion for ministry. So just having all of those random points in our lives connect, it was very natural to say, well, hey, let's do this together. So when your kids are sick, you don't have to cancel a session and my kids are sick and, we have that support and that's nice.
And I know you have like your studio where you do different kind of, can I call them sets? Is that what they're called? I don't know what they're called.
Sets, scenes.
Okay, scenes. Yeah. I was like, wait. But okay, so you have that, but you also do a lot of like natural pictures, like out in nature, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Was there something with like a greenhouse or something that you had?
Yeah, we built a cottage.
I knew I wasn't going to get it right.
A little cottage. And right now we are growing a ton of vines all over it. So we're hoping sometime in the next 2 years, it's just going to be covered in vines. That's the goal. With a whole bunch of beautiful flowers around it.
I remember you sitting in my office at one point, or maybe we were at your studio, but you were showing me what you were thinking of doing. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was breathtaking. It's so beautiful that you can think that. And I don't know if people have been to your studio, and if they haven't, they should, because it is the cutest thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The scenes and the way you change it. I know you and your mom are close, and like what y'all create in there is amazing.
I couldn't do it without her. Like I couldn't. Like I will. The only reason why I love trolling or scrolling, I wouldn't say trolling, but scrolling social media is really to get inspiration. And I will screenshot, send it to my mom and be like, what do you think? I need your help, Mom.
But she's so good.
Oh, she is.
Oh my gosh, when talented. I met her during your ribbon cutting years ago, I was just like, she's the cutest little thing, and she is so talented.
Oh yeah, my mom is my best friend.
Yeah. I love that one too.
We talk. I mean, she has trained me. I would say as soon as I get in the car, I find myself calling her for no reason. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't have a reason, Mom. I just wanted to say hi because I'm in the car. Don't know why.
I do it to my mom too. It's comforting. She is my, she's been my rock for a really long time, and I just love that woman. So I get it completely. People that don't talk to their mom, I'm like, you're missing out. Like
so much. But I can't tell you how many times I bounce ideas off of her. She definitely comes up with a lot of the designs. Mm-hmm. She'll do a lot of the flower arrangements that you see in the studio. What makes it very homey, it makes it very comfortable. That's always our goal, is to just have people walk into the studio and be like, I never want to leave. Like, this is the cutest place.
I feel like I can hide out in your studio. Like when I go there, I feel like nobody can see me, and it's just
you're not the only one.
It's just so cozy. So
I'll have a lot of people that just like stop by and they're like, hey, I'm just gonna hang out. I'm like, you do that.
Yeah,
that's fine. So over there's like 6 couches. You can come on in.
There's all kinds of different. Yeah. And the thing is, like, we were talking earlier before we started recording about our favorite parts. And, my favorite part is being able to watch the businesses grow from being scared half to death when they open up their doors, and, and then watching them grow and grow and grow and change and, sometimes go through hardships, but come out of those. It's just amazing I'm so fortunate that this is what I get to do for a living. Like, I get to be a cheerleader for these businesses and go along this ride with them.
Yes.
And I think you kind of have the same thing with, I guess you're the photographer for their engagement, then their wedding, and then, like you were saying earlier, you get to go on the journey,
And we're so excited for that. I mean, honestly, I think this is a year where we're seeing a lot of our old high school seniors come back, and they're getting engaged. And then we're seeing some of our first brides and grooms that Jordan and I did together. Now they're coming back and they're having their babies.
Yeah.
They're even traveling from Texas and DC, Savannah, Atlanta. We have a lot of couples that just come back and just want to reconnect because we genuinely care.
But I love that.
I mean, we try.
But that's a testament to you guys, because who wants to come from Texas to have... but apparently it's worth it. I mean,
they have some amazing, extremely talented photographers everywhere.
Absolutely.
So it's always flattering when we get that text and saying, hey, we're coming back in town. Can we
need some pictures?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And there's something to say that's truly humbling.
Is it okay that I say pictures? Because I feel like that doesn't... Like that word.
No, say pictures. It's okay.
Pictures.
Mementos. Okay. Whatever word. I say pictures. Okay. It's fine. Okay.
I was like, man, probably should use like a more fancy word for that, but pictures. So what is your, like, do you love weddings more than like newborns? Do you love, what is it that you love the most?
That's such an unfair question.
I know.
I mean... It's so hard to actually pinpoint what you love the most, because we're just seeing that we're traveling with our families and all these individuals through their life. I mean, I love newborns, but the reason why I love newborns is because I love designing new scenes and just having those little baby cuddles. Mm-hmm. But it's just, you can't place a favorite.
Yes.
I love all of my sports teams. I think this is the 4th year where a lot of my teams are coming back, and I get to, and the players come running up to give me a hug, and
you get to know them.
Yeah. You just can't pick your favorite.
Yeah.
That's like having a lot of children being like, well, my oldest is my favorite. You can't say that.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing for photography. I think if I was only a newborn photographer, I don't think I would love it as much. I love continuously trying new things. I love growing with everyone. And I think if I limit myself, or even Jordan and I, to one specific type of photography or name that as our favorite, I think you're limiting what you can do with the power of pictures.
Yeah, pictures.
Yes.
Now, okay, so you have like several different packages. Like, there's not just, I see them all the time, like your little mini sessions, which cute as pie.
Oh,
like some of those, because you go ahead and show them the scene.
Yes, we try. We try. Yeah. I would say right now we are focusing on always just trying to make sure you actually see what you're getting. But yes, those mini sessions, we usually offer about somewhere between like 12 to 15 different themed minis a year.
Yeah. And something that I was going to ask you is, what does mini session mean? Because I don't know if people know. I mean, I think I get it, but let's just...
Yeah. So it's like it's 10-minute sessions. Okay. Very quick. A A lot of moms come to me and say, I don't think my kids can do this. We play a lot of games. Yeah. So I'm trust me, kids can do it.
Yeah.
And you walk away with so many pictures. So it's a great, easy step in, an affordable step in to capture those moments. If you just know you want those images, but you just can't afford a big package. And that's what we're here for. We're here to try and compromise and to work with you guys. We're actually in the middle of a 5-year promise of not raising our prices. So when everything else is being raised, we are trying to keep our normal packages the same. So we're on our 2nd year. We have 3 more years of just keeping that for our clients. So we offer a wide variety. So we have minis, we have 30 minutes, 1 hour. We have different type of payment plans. Just anything to work with our clients, just because we know that those pictures are going to be valued later, and we don't want anyone to miss out. We really don't.
That's just so cool.
Like, thank you.
Like you truly are really about your community and the people in which you know that come to you for these pictures. Like, not only do you care about their pictures and having great pictures, but you also treat everybody as like they're your family. And you look out for their pictures the way you would your own. And I think that's amazing, because
thank you.
Not everybody in business does that. And I'm not talking about locally. I'm just talking about in general. Like, you don't always get that. And I think one thing that makes our Camden County businesses so special is that you don't lose that, you know?
And I agree with you. I will say there is something to be said in Camden County that made us fall in love. And it was not just because it was a small town, but you really do feel the support for each other. You feel each other cheering each other on.
Yes.
100%.
And of course, it's not everybody, all the things, but for the most part, like it's not only just women supporting women, but it's just people supporting people. And I love that, you know, because we need that, and we need to all stick together so that we can all survive this crazy life.
Oh,
you know,
I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the support system I did.
Same.
And whether it's in the business community or just friends in the community, or even just my husband, like, I don't know what I would do if I did not have the people in my life saying, hey, Calli, when you are having your doubts, we are your rock. We are here to support you. And even if you feel like you are failing, we're with you in that failure. It's fine. You're going to survive.
Yes.
And I feel like people in this community know that.
Yes. And I think we've all seen each other, for lack of a better word, fail, or maybe just, misstep, or just something didn't work, or whatever, and get back up. And I think that speaks to the support system that we all have is getting us back up, you know? So absolutely. I know that's what we try to do here at the Chamber, is just support everybody and try to be the biggest cheerleader for Camden County
I love
business.
You guys. I honestly wish I had more time to be part of the Chamber events. And it's,
girl, you always stay plugged in some way, somehow.
I try, but with 2 little ones at home, I mean, I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. Listen, 2 girls, love them.
Let me just tell you, I have all the respect in the world, because my little golden doodle, that's all I have at home besides, my husband.
Hey, those fur babies need some love.
And that's a lot. And so I'm like, no, guys, listen, home is a little crazy right now. They're like, you just have a dog and a husband. Like, you're fine. No. And I'm like, no, it's a lot. So people that have little kids, I'm like, all respect in the world. That's a lot.
Yeah. And photography is different business hours too. So like you, especially with the studio front, you try to keep regular business hours, and then you're taking sessions at night. So when people ask like, hey, do you want to be part of our small group? I would love to. But I'm already gone. Yeah. And my babies need me.
They do. They do. And there's a work-life balance that we all have to find. Yes, and, you know, it doesn't make it so that you can go to everything, but it does make it so you can be a part of something, you know. Yeah. Well, Calli, I just thank you so much for coming in today. I think I could probably talk to you literally for all kinds of topics. We'd be on something completely different in a minute.
We like to go down side roads, but we'll stay focused.
Now, is there anything else that I didn't mention that you wanted to say about the-living-lenz? We'll get to contact information in just a minute, but anything else?
Sure. I think 2025 is going to be a big year for us.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what direction it's going to take us in, but I think we're going to make some pretty big announcements.
Yes. We're here for it. You just let us know.
Oh, thank you. I mean, we're really hoping to ramp up so that Jordan can go full time.
Yeah. I love
so
that. Is so exciting.
Yeah. So we're calling on the community. If you need branding, if you need headshots, if there is any type of a milestone happening in your life, we could probably help out with that.
And I need to say that your headshots, like I've seen so many that you guys have done, and love them. You did our last ones, which we have to redo because my hair's grown out and I did not like it when it was.
And it was years ago too. It was a time, like we were just talking before this, you improve every single time, and it's years later and I've definitely improved.
Yeah, girl, we've got to redo those for sure. But your headshots are amazing. And I just want to say, people, get your headshots done, please.
Yeah, there's headshot minis tomorrow. Yeah. But I think I'm going to actually honor those prices through January.
Okay.
So if people are interested, we're here for it. But we actually did get awarded Best of Camden Photographer.
I did see that. Congratulations.
Thank
Definitely
you.
Deserved.
Yeah, we're going to be posting that and taking a picture, Jordan and I together, just because it's not just me, it is Jordan. So
yeah. I love it. I love it. Now, where can people get a hold of you? What's the best way? I don't know if it's
honestly, our website. Okay. So www.the-living-lenz.com.
And that is with a Z.
That is with a Z, Lenz. If you actually put in Google that, just the Living Lenz with a Z at the end, we're the only ones that pop up.
I love it.
So you'll see our Facebook, our Instagram. I mean, you can scroll through everything. We do not hide. So we, if you whether reach out through Facebook or website, you will get a quick response. We try always to be timely.
I love that. Thank you, Calli. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been so much fun. I feel like we could just keep this going for hours, but I'm not going to.
No, thank you so much for inviting me. I know all of the business that come on here, we really appreciate what you're trying to do and just give us the exposure to help us grow. That's something that can't ever be given back.
Y'all are our people. Like y'all saw me when the struggle was real. I think a lot of people forget that at some point I started too. Yeah. And it wasn't easy. And I think, God has put amazing people along the path with the journey with this. It's just been, they've been the right people. Right when I needed them. I mean, I could speak a million words about Cain and St. Rose, but with hybrid media,
incredible.
Yeah. So it's been good. I appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah.
All right,
thank
guys.
you so much.